Hello, 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 fellow architects. Here we are on another vid, commentating on another game here. Today we are going to do commentary on the Ravens and 49ers. 49ers. Okay, so let's get to it. Kick off. Now, in case some of you are here for the first time, I am the defensive architect, and I discuss defensive concepts and defensive principles in the Madden franchise feature, or I should say the Madden franchise gameplay. So I'm running the cover four scheme, a cover four scheme. I'm running the 3-4 base. So last year I ran the 4-3, and I ran a lot of concepts around 4-3. Not that I won't do 4-3 this year, but I'm going to be running a 3-4 concept a lot more, since I pretty much overloaded that last season. But this year we're doing the cover 4 concept, and here we go. So you saw a guy running towards the outside and getting that first down. Now, I do prefer teams to run against us, even though at times we we miss tackles like that one, and we do a lot of different silly stuff from time to time within the game. I do have a talented defense nonetheless, but it's just every now and then we get a little bit inconsistent, and other times we make plays like that. Now that was a little bit of some Madden cheese right there, so of course that's expected in Madden, of course. But what I do is I run the cover 4 base, and then what I do is I audible out of it. Except in this game, I wasn't really running the cover 4 often. I think I may have ran it a handful of times, but I didn't run it consistently. I ran a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 1, blitzing concepts and things of that nature, because this team was running pretty heavily against us. So, I decided to play the line of scrimmage a little bit closer. So, as you can see there, we do have guys at the line of scrimmage because I'm trying to contain the run. Now, I did mention before that I do like to give up the run, and I still do. But when you're running that cover 4, it's very tempting, very, very, very tempting to shy away from it, to get away from it. But the whole point of the cover 4 is to make sure that they keep everything in front of you, that you keep everything in front of you, that they do everything underneath your coverage. That's the whole point of it. Okay, that also gives you time to get to the quarterback, your defensive line and your linebackers to get to the quarterback. That's the whole point. So those of you who are, or I should say, who have been following me consistently, I'm pretty sure you have heard me speak this way dozens of times, but I repeat myself a lot of times because there are newcomers, there are new individuals who are watching the channel, and they need to get a feel for my concepts and what I'm doing as I play the game. So that's why I kind of reiterate a lot of things. But this game, I really didn't run the cover 4 that often because I was trying to stuff the run like that. So you see 67 stuffing the run, Um, I like using 67. He's a pretty good player. I do play lineman, defensive line, and I allow guys to make plays behind me. Um, but I do play defensive line within the game. So also, you should know that I'm playing on all Madden. So when you play on all Madden, the cheese tends to amplify. There's a lot of cheesy stuff going on, a lot of cheese happening when the computer is trying to make plays against me. So, there tends to be a lot of action being done around me, and a lot of that action is revolved around a lot of glitching and a lot of different quirky stuff going on and things of that nature. So they finally scored a touchdown. Not finally, but they scored their first touchdown. And they had the ball for a long time. They actually had the ball for a while. So they scored their first touchdown on offense. We scored our first touchdown as well. Now I will say this was a pretty entertaining game. It was a really good game. I will admit that. It was really tight. Pause. It was really tight, and it came down to the wire. So I'm really proud of how the guys hung in there throughout the game and things of that nature. Now, when you're running the cover 4, like I said, you have to make sure that you have the outsides covered, because that's the other reason why you run the cover 4. You're trying to take care of the outside. When you run cover 3, you're trying to hover around the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's if you have the safety coming up to the line of scrimmage, because usually they're playing like a buzz position, like a buzz hook position. Sometimes they are, which means that they're playing any receiver that's hooking or that is curling or anything like that. Usually the safety is taking care of that, or one of the safeties is taking care of that, as well as taking care of the deep middle. So that's usually what happens. And as they're doing that, usually the one of the safeties comes up to the line of scrimmage as they're playing this buzz position, and they are pretty much, the defense as a whole is pretty much hovering around the line of scrimmage. That's what that cover 3 does. But the cover 4 each of your defensive backs are playing a quarter of the field. So their section is a quarter. The free safety, that's a quarter. Strong safety, that's a quarter of the field. And then the other side of the defensive position, of the other outside position, is the other quarter. So you have 4 quarters, and that's what makes a cover 4. And you're basically covering a pretty significant square inch of that area in the quarter deep, basically, in those deep areas. So what you're leaving behind is everything underneath. Okay, now the thing is, you're going to have very quick linebackers, and linebackers that can react very quickly to runs, very quickly to outside runs, very quickly to screens, very quickly to flats and out routes. Okay, so that's basically what you are up against when you run the cover 4. You're basically up against an offense doing these things. Okay, so that's why I chose the cover 4 for this team. Also, the cover 4 is very useful if you have linebackers who don't blitz too well. Okay, if you have linebackers that don't blitz too well, but you have a pretty good defensive line, then you're going to be able to at least have linebackers that are in position to react properly on certain parts of the field, which means that you as a coach are positioning them well to make a play. And as we see there, we saw a broken tackle there, and that was, I always think that's a little cheesy when they do that stuff. That little bent hip thing, and they're breaking out of the tackle. That's a little cheesy, but we're doing pretty well actually. Mac Jones is quarterbacking for the Niners, and he only has 76 yards of passing. Now I'm a big stickler about the pass defense. I mean I can handle a lot of things, and I can I can handle the runs, and some of the semi big runs that they may burst out with and things of that nature. Our players are fast enough and quick enough to react to those things. So every now and then they'll break out for a decent gain, 10-yard gain, even a 15-yard gain, or a 6-yard gain, and things of that nature. But my main MO for running the cover 4 is to get them to waste a lot of time underneath. Because if you get them to waste a lot of time underneath, by the time you get to the goal line, if they should reach that point, if they're not trying to force a play, then they have very little field to work with here. And that means that they're going to have to do all kinds of different things to try to get into the end zone. And a lot of times, by the time you get to the red zone, a lot of things happen there. A lot of predictable things happen down there. You could pretty much determine what they're going to do down there, depending on how close they get to the goal line. But for the most part, before they even get to that point, I'm trying to get the quarterback to force a play. And I believe we had 2 picks in this game. I believe so. So you're going to see in those 2 picks that he threw, you're going to see what I'm talking about when I say stuff like, the quarterback is trying to force a play. Because eventually, especially in the second half of the game, you're going to have quarterbacks who are going to try to force more plays. Very rarely like this right here. Boom. Oh, he actually caught that, so it wasn't that one. But he does try that again. That play that you just saw, where he just make that quick 3-step drop pass in traffic. Now his receiver caught it last time. Now we intercept it. We intercept the out route. My linebacker did. So that's the first pick. But this guy tried to force a play on the outside, and he got picked off that time. But the first time, it was a lucky reception. So, I believe he tries to do that again, that same exact play, not the out route one that we just intercepted, but the first one when he threw that go route. I believe he's going to try that again a little bit later, and we pick it off. Ferguson is going to pick it off. So I can't wait till you guys see that, because that's kind of textbook. But we're running a lot of cover 3 here. I can already see we're running a cover 3, and we're pretty much hovering around the line of scrimmage. We are containing the line of scrimmage. They are trying to run the ball. They're down by 9, and I don't get this either. This kind of AI intelligence. I mean, you're down by 9. I understand that you're just trying to play the game and all this, but you're down and you're running the ball and you're wasting time, and you're pretty much playing into our hands. Even if they drive down the field, I prefer a team to drive down the field as opposed to getting all the way down to the goal line in like 3 plays or 4 plays, because I'm trying to blitz you, or because I'm trying to do all these unnecessary aggressive stuff. Now my guy went off sides there, and that pretty much ruined our rhythm. But we're still doing okay. It's we're up by 9. We're okay. Our record this season isn't too good. I believe we are 4-2. 4-2. I think we're 4-2. No. I think we're 3-2. I'm sorry. I think we're 3-2. And yeah, we just haven't been playing up to par. Part of it is our offense. My quarterback, he's thrown 9 interceptions and have thrown 9 touchdowns. So he's 9-9, and every time he's thrown an interception, it's like, it's so deflating because a lot of times, we're throwing pick sixes near the red zone and all this kind of stuff. So, it's always disappointing when those things happen. So they scored that touchdown, and now, yeah. So then also our offense punted. Again, our offense sucks. I mean, our offense is trash, and we're just not able to get the ball down the field consistently. And yeah, it's silly at times, our offense, but our defense is holding us down. And surprisingly, we're only 3-2, even though I consider that kind of a bad record. I don't really. That's the pick I was talking about right there. That's the pick right there I was talking about, that pick 6. Beautiful play. Beautiful play by Ferguson. That's exactly what I was talking about, guys. He tried that junk again, tried that crap again, and boom, got to it. Got to it. So he did that crap earlier, and then it was a lucky reception. It should have been a pick the first time too, but this time he tries it again, and booyah, we get a pick. So I'm very proud of those guys. Now we did give up about 150 rushing yards. I mean, believe it or not, we are second in the league in rushing defense. We're number 1 in pass defense and number 2 in rushing defense. And this game, we gave up 150 rushing yards. And like I said before, I don't particularly mind giving up those yards. Now they have 21 points. I try to keep teams under 20 points. It's very, very, very difficult to do that, especially in the modern NFL, whether you're playing Madden or real life. It doesn't even matter. It's very difficult to do that. But I always believe in my defenses. I always believe in what my play calling and what we're able to do and the overall game plan. I'm always confident in it. So I don't think it's far-fetched to aspire for that. But yeah, we got beat on the cover 1 right there. The cover 1 is a very intricate call. I mean, you have to be very sure about what you're calling it for. And I think at that point we're just kind of doing stuff, and they beat us in that corner route, which is one of the best plays, the best counters against the cover 1. Is to always do that corner route. Anything to the outside is pretty much a good to go against the cover 1, and that's what happened there. So right now we are holding serve. We're trying to make sure that we don't give up a touchdown. We can't give up a touchdown right here. And I think we jarred the ball loose. Yeah, so it's 4th down, and now they got to score a field goal. We kick the ball back to them because, yeah, our offense sucks. Now our defense is the reason why we have 30 points. Pretty much. Our defense is the reason why we have 30 points. It's either because of our defense putting the offense in position to score, or it's pick sixes. And that's pretty much what our defense has been doing throughout the season. It's been 5 games, and we're 3-2, and every single one of those wins have been because of big plays on defense. Scooping scores, pick sixes, all kinds of stuff that we're doing because of how I'm setting up this defense. The cover 4 concept is very powerful when you use it correctly. And later in other videos throughout the season, I'm going to go over my playbook, and probably the next video I'll go over the playbook. So then we'll see exactly how it works. But yeah, guys, this is it. I know I was rambling most of the time and really didn't get into this, but yeah, that's the end of this game. I hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you enjoyed the concept there. And until next time, Defensive Architect is signing out. Good luck building your team.